So this is what we all call a Friday Reads video, I believe. I have never done one of these before, but it's something I've been thinking about trying lately, and so here I am. Come September, I'll actually have weekends off. I'll be living kind of a normal 9-to-5 life, and so I'll actually be reading a lot on the weekends. Right now, because of where I work and my work schedule, it's part-time work, it's restaurant work. I end up working for a lot of my weekends, so I don't read a whole lot. But I thought I'd let you know what it is that I'm reading this weekend. It's lately Friday night. In fact, Friday's almost over, but there's still Saturday and Sunday for the weekend. So the first thing I'm going to be digging into is Kant's political writings. This is for the class I'm taking right now. It's a political theory class. And so I'll be starting into this, reading about half of it for the first lecture on this on Tuesday. Then my goal is tomorrow to finish Agatha Christie's The Moving Finger, which I started today. I picked up a bunch of these nice little vintage paperbacks at the Salvation Army thrift store a couple of days ago. And I bought about 5 or 10 of them just for the covers, and because they're these little pocket editions, which I like. I haven't actually read any Agatha Christie since about 2008, which is probably hard to believe. When I'm done that, I'm going to jump back into The Unlit Lamp by Radcliffe Hall that I started a few days ago. I've kind of set it aside because I've been reading a few lighter things, but it's something I've been enjoying and that I want to get back into. The Unlit Lamp has a similar feel to The Well of Loneliness so far. We have a young girl and her affections are kind of split between her governess Elizabeth and her mother, and she's come to the conclusion that she doesn't really love her mother, and that poses a problem for her. And her mother realizes that the girl Joan perhaps has more affection for Elizabeth than for her, which causes her to resent and hate Elizabeth. So it's shaping up to be an interesting novel so far. And if I finish both of those, or if I'm just in the mood for some nonfiction, I may dig into Rousseau and Revolution by Will and Ariel Durand. This is one of the largest volumes in a 9-volume set. Yesterday, I was at the Salvation Army browsing the books, and I came across that 9-volume set. No dust jackets, but that's all right. And so I bought my 5 favorites, the ones I most wanted to read, because it was all I could carry. Brought them home, went to class after class, immediately went back, hoping, against all hopes, that they would still be on the shelf, and they were. So I bought the final 4, brought those home as well. These are kind of history of the world volumes, or history of Western civilization, that Will and Ariel Durand wrote from about, I think, the 1950s onward, perhaps the 40s. My hometown library had the entire set when I was growing up, and I didn't have internet at home, so to learn a bit of history, I picked up Rousseau and Revolution, which is my favorite volume in the set. And I never actually finished it because it's quite hefty, and I was 15 or 16 at the time when I tried to dig into these. And I was taking notes, trying to understand everything, and they're books that I've really wanted to return to. And so I finally have my own copies, and that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, so that is what I'm getting into reading this weekend. If this video is well received, perhaps I'll do some more of these in the future.